Thailand, land of 1,000 smiles, unforgettable sunsets and stunning natural beauty. Cambodia, home to ancient wonders that have captivated explorers for centuries. The path to both of these destinations is well beaten and well travelled, but every one of us takes our own unique journey when we leave home. Every one of us writes our own story. This is mine. Ready? In this 3-part travel series, I take you with me on my epic 4-week backpacking trip across Thailand and Cambodia. I show you the good, the bad,
I am in quite a lot of pain this morning,
and all those things influencers don't post on the gram.
There is just trash absolutely everywhere that's been dumped here.
It's gonna be a hell of a ride and you won't want to miss it. Okay everyone, so it is about 15 minutes until we enter the new year 2020. I have literally just finished packing. I'm so excited right now, but also kind of emotional. I can't believe that I'm finally flying out this big journey that I've been planning for such a long time. Happy New Year! Woo! We are in 2020, people. Look at that. The very next morning, I headed to Heathrow Terminal 2 and was seen off by my amazing older brother. I had a 9-hour flight to Bangkok, then a short hour layover before heading for Chiang Mai, choosing to start from the north of Thailand and work my way down to the islands. Chiang Mai, which means new city in the Thai language, is the largest city in northern Thailand and is popular with tourists for its incredible nature trails and national parks. But it's also become a hotbed for digital entrepreneurs and nomads looking for somewhere cheap to reside while building their online businesses. I was curious to see what it was exactly that pulled so many of them to Chiang Mai. Was it as amazing as they had all claimed, or were they all just putting on a show for the camera? I mean, I can't imagine it's the town planning that was wowing them. So I can't check into my hostel for about another 3 to 4 hours, so I've just decided to walk around the main city centre area and see what I can find. I ventured deep into Chiang Mai's old town and began to get a taste of what this bustling town had to offer. This beautiful building you can see here is called a Wat, and you'll see them scattered all over Southeast Asia. A Wat is a Buddhist ministry or temple, and with the exception of a few larger ones that have become more popular with tourists, these are mostly free to enter as they are places of worship. Some Wats are a lot more grand and colourful than others, and some have a history that spans generations, like this one, Wat Chedi Luang. Construction of this magnificent chedi began in 1391 and was ordered by King Sayan Muang Ma, who wanted a place to lay his father's ashes. He never saw its completion, and it wasn't until 1475, during the reign of King Tilokarat, it was finally finished, reaching a height of 85 metres and a width of 44 metres upon its completion. This made it by far the largest structure in Chiang Mai, and it's a must-see if you come here. It takes its rightful place in the centre of the city. After a short walk around town so I could get my bearings, it was time to head back to my hostel. I haven't even been in Chiang Mai for 24 hours and I'm already blown away. I'm just waiting outside of my hostel. My tour guide's going to pick me up and I'm going to do a market tour and cooking class this evening. So we're going to go shopping for our ingredients.
Yeah, you take care, babies.
I think a Coke for you.
Walking through a market was a great way to get introduced to local life, and after we purchased our ingredients, we headed to the house of our host to start whipping up some dishes. So we have our ingredients and we have our aprons on, so time to cook! Spring rolls, anyone? We made several different dishes, including some classic favourites like sweet and sour sauce, pad thai and green curry. After a 12-hour journey to reach Thailand, this was a calm and relaxing way to start my trip. Tomorrow would bring a new adventure and I'd get to tick something off my bucket list I'd been waiting for a long time to do.
Okay.
The very next day, I hopped onto a tour bus that took me 1 hour outside of Chiang Mai to meet some new friends. So we've just arrived at the elephant sanctuary and they are amazing! If you're going to interact with elephants in Thailand, please remember not to ride them. Instead, choose a sanctuary and make sure to do your research before going. If the price is too good to be true, the elephants probably aren't being cared for properly. So they've given us these outfits and we have our food. We were all geared up. Now we just had to call our elephant friends over. Bon bon! Hello! The elephants went straight for our food and were an absolute joy to interact with.
That one's scrapped. I know.
After feeding, it was time for a bath. Now if you're wondering if the water was cold, it wasn't, but it was full of elephant piss and poop. Lovely. Obviously, we weren't doing a good enough job because this elephant over here decided to spray us with mud. I am absolutely covered in mud right now. After a mud bath, it was time to rinse off. But this was where I started to question the ethics of some parts of the experience. Did elephants really want us bathing, bathing and splashing them? I got my answer. So that was pretty amazing but slightly terrifying moment at the end there. One of the elephants actually charged towards me and that is something that they did warn us about. I moved out of the way as quickly as possible, but yeah, definitely be careful and have your wits about you. They are still wild animals, but that was incredible. The sanctuary is beautiful and I would definitely recommend doing this if you're in Chiang Mai. It's just a must do. I finally ticked interacting with elephants off of my bucket list, and if you're going to do this, I highly recommend the 4-day experience so you can take your time, take it in and enjoy the day. It was day 3 in Chiang Mai and my first stop was to the Muang On cave. To enter the cave, you must climb the Naga Serpent Stairway, which has 180 steps. The blue colour on the steps is a recent addition, and the golden Buddha that sits at the foot of the cave was recently reconstructed. I quickly realised that we were not alone. There are actually bats flying around in here. And that was my cue to leave. You can see from up here how far up we've climbed, but what goes up must come down. My next stop was to the famous sticky waterfalls, but before that we headed to the nearby Nam Phu Shet Sea. This is a small shrine and a sacred spring whose waters are considered holy, and it's easy to see why. That clear blue water is actually that blue, although it's likely down to mineral deposits and not sacred magic. Nonetheless, we were given the opportunity to splash ourselves with water from the sacred spring and make a wish before moving on to the waterfalls. The official name for this sticky waterfall is Buan Thong, and it's not really sticky but rather a mix of limestone and mineral deposits give the rocks a comfortable grip, although that didn't stop me from looking like a fool while trying to climb down. FYI, it's also a great opportunity for an Insta shoot, and something you don't often see in videos about this waterfall is that it's actually 5 levels deep, and you get the most amazing views of the jungle as you descend. So, worth the hype? Abso-damn-lutely. Hey guys, it's another morning in Chiang Mai, and today is probably going to be the busiest day that I have here. Just grabbing my breakfast and I found a koi pond. The first stop of our tour was the Phar Dok Su nature trail, and we were led through the forest by our guide and a member of the White Karen Hill tribe. Just found like a huge giant natural swing. This is so cool. Can I sit in it? Is it okay? It's not gonna snap? Ah! It's not gonna snap? Can I actually swing?
No. It's not the correct one.
Please forgive my highly embarrassing squeal.
Wow! Oh my gosh! That's so cool. It's like a... So did this form naturally like this?
Natural.
Oh my god. It's a natural swing.
Yep. At least 30 years.
Oh wow.
Because she was child, she already had.
Give it a go, guys.
We continued our trek through the forest, taking in the amazing scenes before finally coming to a waterfall that was safe enough to swim in. Guys, the water is freezing and way too cold for me to jump in, so I'm not gonna do it. And I very quickly changed my mind.
What do we do together? Oh my god, all together? Okay guys, are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so I took the plunge and that actually wasn't so bad. I'm feeling very refreshed now and it's not as cold once you've gotten in and you're swum around it, but it's actually pretty okay. So pretty glad I did that, but I need to dry off now. Okay, so we're all dried up and we're gonna carry on the hike. Got the most incredible view of the jungle from up here.
Our hill tribe guide continued to lead us through the jungle and to her village, where we got to take part in the coffee making process and taste organic filter coffee.
You want some sugar?
Very strong.
Life in the village seems so far untouched by mass tourism, with only a few other tourists around. A far cry from the other more controversial hill tribes that I would see later on in my trip. I hope that it would stay this way.
So we're on the second part of our trek and we have actually reached the highest point in Thailand. I forgot to bring my jacket, so I'm pretty cold right now, but it's okay. I just hope that I don't actually get a cold, but it's super amazing up here.
Of course I had to create a photo spot for tourists, but this right here is actually the highest point in Thailand, and what better place to commemorate a king. You'll also find the shrine of King Inthenon up here. Next we headed to the summit of Doi Inthenon, where you'll find 2 twin pagodas that were built in honour of a former Thai king and queen, and the most incredible views. I'm here at a really good time of the year because during the rainy season it's quite misty and you can't see any of this, so very lucky to be here when there's not too much clouds and the sun is shining and it looks almost like a watercolour painting. It's amazing. So each of the 2 pagodas actually contains a shrine, one for the king and one for the queen, so I'm gonna go inside to see the queen shrine. The shrine contains marble and glass sculptures, as well as an ornately designed mosaic ceiling, and just outside, a beautifully laid flower garden featuring fountains.
Hey guys, so we have had a long day hiking, driving around, but we're at the last stop of the day, a massive waterfall.
This is Wat Chedi Falls. It flows down a granite escarpment on the way up to the summit of Doi Inthanon mountain. Although segmented, its falls have a collected height of 80 meters. The entire day proved unforgettable, and as the sun began to set, I headed back to the city centre of Chiang Mai.
It's about 20 to 9 in Chiang Mai, and I've had a really long day. I thought I was just gonna go back to my hostel and go to sleep, but you cannot come to Chiang Mai without going to one of the night markets, and Sunday market's meant to be one of the best ones, so that's where I'm heading now. So fun fact, they actually pedestrianize the entire main road just to open this market.
15 baht for a bowl of noodles, yes please. There is literally everything you can imagine here. Food, beauty products, clothing, art, you name it. I actually picked me up one of these.
So one thing I have not tried yet since I've come to Chiang Mai is the local street food. So I got the famous Chiang Mai sausage and some chicken skewers, so I'm gonna give that a try. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I did not like the first food stall that I went to at all, but I found another one that was doing really good pork skewers, so really loving this.
Despite some of its downsides, Chiang Mai had definitely charmed me. I had 2 more days here, but it was time to slow down. I spent my last days in Chiang Mai laying in, enjoying the local cuisine, journaling and clocking in some spa time. I had one last major activity to do before I left, and it was a little out of the ordinary.
Okay, so today I'm doing something that I am both incredibly excited and terrified about, and that is getting a traditional Sakyant tattoo. They're meant to be quite painful, but it's done quite quickly, and I'm just waiting for my guide who will be here shortly to pick me up. So we're in the car on our way, and I'm with my Airbnb host, Yop, who's absolutely fabulous. And we're on our way first of all to the market to get some offerings. So I've just arrived at the place, and there's actually just somebody getting theirs done and getting theirs finished off. I've made my choice, so I'm just gonna wait my turn.
Sakyant tattoos are believed to be enchanted and give the wearer powers for protection, influence or good luck. However, the tattoo only ignites its powers so long as the bearer observes certain rules. Contrary to popular belief, the tattoo is not done with a bamboo stick but with a metal rod called a kemsak. And yes, it does hurt, but it really depends on your personal threshold. My tattoo of choice is called the Yang Sarigaku, also known as the twin lovebirds. The design is thought to increase attractiveness, especially in romantic encounters, job interviews, or any situation you need to apply persuasion. The session ended with a sacred prayer, and it was a perfect way to finish my week in Chiang Mai. I'd had a brilliant first week in Thailand, but it was time to move on from Chiang Mai and to my next destination. Coming up on episode 2. I head to Chiang Mai to explore its magnificent temples before catching a flight to Thailand's capital city, Bangkok.
I literally yelled at the tuk-tuk driver. Okay, they don't look like they're attacking anyone now, but they look really vicious.
I am the only person in here in an 8-person hostel dorm.
I'm almost on the verge of tears.